Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. So I thought I would come on, and I've been working on this week my friend Robin Armbrecht at Really Robin Stamps. She has a Pick 6 Wonder Card template, and I have been totally inspired by that. And so I thought I'd come on, show you what I've made, and we're going to work on another set. And I will link her video down below, but I just want to show you how versatile it is. Just, you know, a card's layout where you cut up your paper and attach it to a base, and then they make really great bases to decorate with. So here I use the hot air balloon set, and the Pick 6 makes 8 cards. So I'm not going to go over measurements, directions, or anything. This is more of a showing what I made and a process video for the next set I'm making, which is masculine cards. So, but I just kind of wanted to show you different cards. So this is the first set I made, and I love how they turned out. I love having different colored paper back there. I've had some paper in my stash I've had for a while, so I've been able to work through a little bit of that. So that's what this is. This is a paper Stampin' Up! DSP that's not available anymore, but it's one I still have. So that was fun. So there's the hot air balloons. Then my next set, I wanted to make a set of sympathy and a set of Get Well cards. So I used another stack of paper I don't believe is available anymore. So I was able to work through some of that, and I used an old retired stamp set, the tulips. This one is just using a greenery die and a punch, the Bauhaus punch. The greenery die came from, I think it's from Earth and Textures. That's where I got this vase. And I embossed the last set of cards and these set of cards. I quilted these in here, so I put them through the embosser. Here's the tulip punch, so I made that one a 3D. Okay, so there's my set of sympathy cards. And then my Get Well Soon, I just played with this, you know, the bow punch, the dies from the Earth and Textures, and I used the same clay pot on all of them. This one I just stamped on the square, and I tied some twine around the pot. This one was kind of fun. Here's that one. And then this one. Okay, so that's 8 Get Well cards. And then this was actually the last set, but I kind of want to show you how you can kind of step it up. So this one I used the Unbounded Beauty Suite, and I used those papers, and they just turned out bright and fun. And I used the stamped images of the flowers. I used some die cuts, and I stamped the background with one of the images, the outline image of the tall leafy on the back to give it some texture. I did not do any embossing on these. And these are all like Get Well too, but they say feel better soon. So I just wanted to get another stack of these. And I think they're so bright and happy. And if someone wasn't feeling very well, those would sure cheer me up. Okay. And then the last set I have to show you, which was actually the third set I made, is still using the same Unbounded Beauty, but I matted them. I matted each paper layer. See, I embossed the white. I matted that on the cardstock, and I matted each of these layers. And I pieced in the white for the leaves here. And that one's just a really simple one, and it opens differently too. I have it opening this way. So there's that one. So all of these are matted. They're embossed right here in the background. I added gems, die cuts, used a lot of the different sentiments in this set. There's another one, Feel Better Soon. It just has a lot of texture and dimension to it. Here's another one using the Stampin' Die, and then of course I use this from a, I don't remember what it's called, but that really pretty circle one. And then here's another one. And this one I just cut a long piece to mat these 3 on. Here's some more with some of those sparkly gems and the flowers. This is a scrap piece I had. I thought that looked good there. Here's another one. And the last one. Okay, so I have made a total of 4 different sets from this one template. And you can just, you know, just having the papers and then figuring out what you're going to embellish with is so much fun. So I'm getting ready to make a 5th set, which will give me 40 cards in total that I've made off of that. So I've got all my elements here. What I'm doing is I'm going to use, this is a retired stamp set, Waves of Inspiration. I'm using this stamp set and I still had the paper, some of the paper left. So I've already prepped everything. I've got the seagull stamped and all die cut it out, because it would be a really long video if I did this on video. Okay, so we've got those pieces. I cut a square. This is that jagged circle dies we have. I cut a square piece. I did my stamping on a stamp platform. I dabbed some, I did it in Coastal Cabana, the waves, and then I dabbed some Pacific Point on there. That color is no longer available. It's retired, but it could be another blue if you have the stamp set. So, and then I did Balmy Blue all over. So I did 8 of those ahead of time. And these are the ones that have, these are the paper layouts. Okay, so I'm gonna get ready to put things together. I kind of have an idea of what I want to do. And my card bases, since I still have some, is Pacific Point. Good way to use up some of that retired paper. Okay, so we're going to start with this one. And I'm not going to do any embossing. They're masculine cards. So the cool thing is you just have to decide which direction you want this in. Like, do you want this side or do you want that side? I've already kind of decided what direction I'm going to be putting this in the paper. So this is going to lay like that. I'm just going to make sure that's what I want. Then, yeah, I want that like that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start gluing these pieces down. And what I was doing is I was getting all these pieces glued and then deciding what I was putting on there. And we're going to come to 1 or 2 pieces that I may not glue it down yet. I may do something else. So this is just really fun to, this is 4 by 5 1/4. I just did that simple piece to kind of that size, just, and these fit on here very nicely with the measurements she has. And like I said, I'll link to her video below so you can watch it and get the measurements. I don't need to do that. Okay, so there's that piece. Now we're going to put down this piece. And Robin, if you're watching, thank you for that video, because I was in a funk, in a crafting funk, and having a really hard time getting my crafty mojo back. So we're just going to place that right there. I think I want it a little bit more in like that. Yeah, do a little bit more coverage of that. I'm just going to hold it up, make sure I've kind of got it somewhat straight. Okay, so that one is done. So that's kind of was my process. I just did all of these pieces, then I came back and decorated them. Now I've decided that this is how I'm going to do this one. I want to see something though, because I want to make sure I don't want to stamp on the card front. ahead and put that down. Okay, we'll put this one. I see better if it's straight if I pick it up. Okay, that one looks good. That one's done. So now the next one is this one here. Yeah, I want to do this side. Here's a napkin. I like to sometimes do this with the napkin to kind of help smush it, and then I'm not getting ink all or glue all over my dirty hands. Transferring ink. Okay, and then this one goes across here. Okay, now we're gonna do the next one. This one has a little bit of fuzz on it. Love these paint pour papers. This one has some fuzz on it too. Sometimes when when the DSP retires, you can no longer get it. What I do to make room is I end up cutting them actually down to 6 by 6, so they're easier to store. Smaller pieces. And that's what I did with these, so I still have more left. Oops, no, it needs to go like that. That looks pretty straight. Put that glue off there. Yep. And then this piece across here. Stampin' Up! Really comes up with some great DSP designs. Okay, that one's glued down. Now we're going to do the next one. This one has a little bit of fuzz. And the fuzz is just from having a dull blade when I'm cutting these. Okay, and then this one goes across here like that. There's that one, and then this next one. And I don't have everything decided on this. I have an idea of what I want to do. The nice thing about having this base is I can also just make these bases and have them set aside till I feel like decorating them or have just the right thing that I want to decorate them with. Do that green right there. Okay, that base is done. Now the next one. 2 more it looks like. Okay. And you can see from the other cards that I did, even though we're laying down the same pattern, after you decorate it, well, the paper changes it anyway, but after you decorate it, it gives it a totally different look, even though you use the same sketches. Or you change them up a little bit. That looks pretty lined up, so. And then this last piece. Okay, and the final base, and I was thinking about this one, so this one I kind of think I actually want to add the wave stamp on here. This is going to sit about like that. And the card sketch shows it like this. But I'm thinking about flipping it like this. Putting one of these here. And stamping the wave down here on the bottom. But I would need to stamp the wave before I glue those down. So I've got more white paper if I don't like it, so we're gonna try it. So I'm gonna grab my Misty and let's see if I'm gonna be able to do it with this. I am not going to be able to do, because I want it like that. Okay, so I'm gonna have to grab my Stamparatus. Give me just a minute here. And this you can't get anymore. This is no longer available. So I want it. Let's see if I put this. Probably should put a piece of paper under here. I got one I've been stamping on, so we'll use that. So I want it probably. Yeah, I think that'll be good. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and get this lined up where I want it. I think I'll line it up right there. And I'll get this lined up right about where I want it. Probably right about there. And then pick it up. And then I need a stamp case under it because I'm going to do what I did before. I'm going to grab my Coastal Cabana and I'm going to stamp this whole thing in Coastal Cabana. Then I'm going to go back in with my Pacific Point. And I couldn't find a dauber, so I have one of these sponges I picked up. I'm just going to dip it in my Pacific Point and I'm going to dab it in different spots here on the waves, just so I have some variation color. Don't need very much. That should be enough to do it. And then go ahead and stamp that down. This is my awesome stamp press that my friends made for me. So I could apply even pressure and make sure I get all the ink on my card. Did I get any ink even on that side of the stamp? There we go. I'm good with that right there. Okay, so there's that. I'm just going to leave this in here and set that aside. I'll clean that later. Okay, now the next thing I'm going to do is I am going to cover that in Balmy Blue. Grab my blending brush. Just kind of give it a sky, you know, look, cloudy kind of sky look. Okay, I think I'm good with that. Okay, so now we can put these pieces on. And I'm going to put this near the top. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. And then we just need to put this piece on right here. Okay, now all of our bases are done, and so I think the next thing I'm going to do well, I know I want this on here. I don't know if I want to decorate them first before putting them on a base. And then we'll need a happy birthday sentiment on here somewhere. Okay, yeah, we're gonna put them all on a card base so that they're ready. Let's get those prepped. Oh, that looks just amazing. Once you put it on the card base, man, look at that. Of course, that one's almost done anyways. There's that one. That looks sharp. Next one. I'm just checking to make sure they're all opening the correct way. Okay, there's that. It helps me also to have them on the card base if they're just prepped like this, just ready for decoration. It helps me to decorate. because I can see what the whole thing looks like put together and see if my what I had envisioned works. Okay, we just have a couple more bases to put on. And then this one. Okay, so now we can decorate them. I grab some twine, and I have a bag that I sometimes will sit there and cut die cuts out. Now these labels go with this set, and I have a bunch of them in here, so I thought, well, let's go ahead and pull some out. When I have scraps, I punch and die cut labels for quick cards. Make it easier for me to, and I don't have to sit there and continuously die cut. Plus it gives a better use for my scraps, and I have been going through these. This is another thing that's been nice about this card layout. I've been able to pull some of these things out. Okay, here's another one, a larger one. See how many I have really quick before I decide I need to die cut some, because I kind of just want to use those labels, though I might change my mind as I'm doing each card. And this Waves of Inspiration set has a happy birthday sentiment in it. Here's another one. I also have my Paper Pumpkin extra labels in here. Here's another one. Okay, and then one more here. So I'm going to clean up this mess really, really quick. And those will be enough to get me started, and I can die cut some more as I'm going. Okay, so my idea was to stick that on there. So, and I brought out this little seagull because I do want to stamp. So I think we'll do that. We'll do some stamping really quick. Get my smaller book. It's got a seagull here. I'm going to do the seagull in Knighted Navy. And maybe one more up here. Right there. Do that there. doing different on each one. Now I don't know if I'm going to use all of these, but I prepped them for 8 cards so that if I decide to, I can use them. And I have them. Seagulls are always by the ocean. I love the ocean. Okay, so there's that. And then I'm going to clean this off really quick. And then I am going to stamp some of those happy birthdays just to get them ready. There. These are really nice because they're stitched around too, and it's just a fun label. Okay, I'm gonna have to get close on this one. No, that one didn't stamp well. Okay, then we'll have to do a different one. We got some to work with right now. Okay, so here for this one, I really want to do this, and maybe we'll have the happy birthday here, and I really want a seagull. I can have that kind of there. And I was thinking about something like that, but I don't know if that would stay, so I might just need to run 2. Or I wonder, just run some, I might just do that. So let's get some tape runner. Okay, here we go. So my happy birthday's up there, so I'm going to put this more towards the bottom. Just to kind of help hold this twine in place. There's one piece there, and I like that it's crooked, so this one needs to go here. I think that looks cool. Okay. Now I'm going to put a little bit more back here just to make sure this stays. So that will sit down here. Or I might move it up here. I usually like them up there. Might do it just like that. Okay, so on this I'm going to glue right down. Same with this one. Got the cool pelican. And then this one I'm going to pop up. And this video is getting long, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish the rest of these cards. You've kind of seen the process. And then I will quickly show you in the end here what they all look like. All right, there's the first one, masculine birthday card. And I will be back with the rest of the cards that I finish. Okay, here are the finished cards. All I have left to do is add the white on the inside. I haven't done that yet, and that will be the last thing I need to do. So there's one. And I did trim up the twine pieces so they weren't coming out of the card too much. This one. Decided to add a matted strip there, and I popped this up on with Foam Dimensions, and I added twine here on the log thing here because it looks like it has log on it. And then my last one here, I did not add the circle since I already have this stamped on here, but I did do the twine on here, and I also die cut the white seagulls that were in there, and I stamped this on a piece of scrap and just separated it and put it on each color, and I thought that turned out really cute. All right, thank you for watching me. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you on the next one.